SPY finally did it, money magnets and master traders. It broke down the rising wedge. Now, it didn't give us a traditional breakdown. It gave us what's called the breakaway gap. In this context, it was a bearish breakaway gap. Now, I know a lot of you guys already know what the breakaway gap is, but for those who don't, go on Google and it gives us examples on what a breakaway gap is. And here's an example, a picture. And it's when the ticker symbol is in a consolidation period. It usually builds a structure. In this example, it looks like a descending triangle pattern or whatever you want to call this. But eventually, instead of giving us a traditional breakout, it gapped out of the structure and it continued going in the direction that it gapped up to. This is an example of a bullish breakaway gap. You guys want to see an example of a bearish breakaway gap? All we got to do is look at the SPY. The real chart of the SPY, we had the rising wedge that we've been watching for quite some time. And today we broke it down. Gap down, gap and crap, breakaway gap, whatever you want to call it. Either way, it was truly a bearish one. Now, I wrote in my Discord in the general leans that Uncle Charters was bearish. I wrote here, I am bearish below the 686 level. That was January 14th low. So when we go to the daily chart, that one right there with the arrows pointing. Let me move my moving averages. You guys can see it. That was actually the third test. That low was the third test of the rising wedge. And as long as we're below that level, 686-ish, Uncle Charters was bearish. And it worked out beautifully. I will admit, in the morning, price action was a bit tricky. I did get faked out. I tried to play puts on the breakdown of my 682 level and I ended up getting taken out. They attacked my stop loss, but I tell you, Uncle's been trading for 9 years. I have no problem respecting my stop loss. But they got me. It wasn't a good feeling. Shout out to QQQ. QQQ was a lot better for Uncle Charters. I had a 611.3 level, which we broke out. And it gave us a nice level-to-level move. Hit my 613 level. And then it cleared my 613 level. Gave us a nice level-to-level move to 614.7-ish. This was all alerted in the QQQ updates channel. This is for tier 2 and tier 3. So tier 1 members may not have seen it. But tier 2 and tier 3, you guys have seen it. So shout out to QQQ for saving Uncle's trading account this morning. The morning was great for QQQ. It was okay for SPY. However, when it came to the afternoon trading, it was amazing. Right after 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, and I wrote in my Discord, I wrote in the SPY updates room, while 683.3 is support, I would trust more downside to come if 682 is lost as well. Now, we did lose that 683.3 level, but I didn't trust it because it was too choppy around that time. But once we lost 682 as a support, it was over for the bulls. And I definitely alerted in the group. 682 lost as support. Put a 680-ish in play. And I give more updates throughout the day to give guidance to my Discord members. QQQ was amazing. Around noontime, I wrote QQQ has been consolidating between the 613 and 614.7 level. You can see on the 15-minute chart how it was consolidating right there. Just right there. And what was the direction? What was the trade idea? I wrote next directional move should come when the range breaks. If 614.7 clears, look to long. If 613 is lost, 611.3, 610 will be back in play. And look at that beautiful breakdown. We broke down 613. We broke down 611.3. This was all alerted. I wrote here 613 failed. I wrote here 611.3 failed. Was lost. So now we got to talk about what is next. So let's go to the daily chart. We can see that staying bearish below the 686 level, that January 14th low worked out very well. Intraday, it took out another low, which was January 2nd low. We closed below that. Got very close to another fib level that I have that I was watching. I will say this, trust no bounce. And it's possible we get a bounce, but I will not trust any bounce unless we recapture some lost levels. What are those lost levels, Uncle Charters? 678, 680 are levels that I'm watching. 682, 684, and the critical 686 level. I'm still overall bearish below 686. So dip buyers, if you identify as a dip buyer, that is the level you want to see recapture. That's the main level, 686. Must recapture. And then maybe, just maybe, we can talk about being bullish again. Maybe, just maybe, some type of low or bottom is in. Otherwise, I'm going to remain bearish. We could consolidate tomorrow. Keep in mind, we could consolidate tomorrow. This is a big gap down, and there was definitely bearish follow through intraday. Will the fear continue is the question. And if the fear does continue, you don't want to see any lost levels recaptured. As a matter of fact, you want to see some more support levels fail. Support levels that I'm watching is 676.5, 675, 673.6 or lower. 671.6, 670, all the way down to 667. If those levels break down, we can expect more downside. I will not trust a bottom is in unless we can recapture multiple levels, and the 686 is my main level. Going to triple Q here, we can see just how bearish the daily chart looks as well. Previous support level or previous buy zone became the new sell zone. That fib level is around 614.7. I'm going to remain bearish on triple Q as long as below that level. If more downside is to be had, I have a fib level at 607, which held today as support. If 607 fails tomorrow, expect more downside. Down to 600 is a big possibility. Another $7 drop will not surprise me. Will there be more fear to come in the market? Is fear here to stay? We lose 607? The answer is yes. Now, we could go for a relief bounce. 608.5, 610, 611.3, and 613 are the levels I'm watching. But if we want to be bullish again, if we want to talk about a bottom being in, dip buyers, you want to see 614.7 recapture and turn back into support. And that is the level that I have for triple Q. Moving on to Tesla is looking super bearish. We had a pivot low from January 8th. That's around 424.3. Broke that level down today. This downtrend stayed intact the whole time. How much more downside will Tesla have? I tell you this, as long as below 424.3, I'd stay bearish. And if we lose some more support levels, 417.3, 416, and 413 are the levels I'm watching. Expect a lot more downside. It would not surprise me if we drop another $20. But if we want to talk about a bounce, we want to talk about a bottom being in, the price action must reflect it by recapturing lost levels. I have multiple levels, 419, 421, 423, but the main and critical levels are 424.3 and 430.8. Those levels can recapture, then possibly we can go for the gap fill around 438-ish. And maybe, just maybe, if we can clear 438 and clear the 50 DMA, which is around 442, then maybe we can be bullish again on Tesla. But unless that happens, stay bearish. Loss of 417.3 would be your bearish follow through. NVDA also looking bearish as well. And we lost some more fib levels today. 181. 179, almost tested the 177 level. If it breaks down 177, you guys already know what to do because you guys are master traders. Expect more downside. What are my targets? Well, we have a fib level at 174.5, but that also happens to be where a gap is. That will be my target with 173 or 170.3 below that. If we want to get bullish, once again, the price action must tell us to by recapturing lost levels. 179 and 181 would be a good start to put 183 and 184.2 back in play. That's a critical fib level right there. And if it recaptures, we can go for the gap fill around 186 and then 188 above. Above 188 is when Uncle Charters would switch back to being bullish. Otherwise, I'm going to remain bearish below the 184.2 level. Amazon getting very close to the bottom of my triangle pattern. 229.2 is that level. If bears want a true breakdown, they'll have to break down 229.2 and expect more downside, 5, 10, maybe even a $15 drop to the downside. But if it's truly bounce time, the sell zone must turn back into the buy zone. I have resistance at 231, 233, and the critical one at 234.8. That's the critical one. Above 234.8, it wouldn't surprise me if we go back to the top to fill this triangle pattern. But I tell you this, if we lose 229.2, Amazon enters breakdown mode. Speaking of bearish and breakdown mode, ever since Microsoft broke down its own triangle, it stayed bearish and continued to give us lower closes. But is it a relief bounce time incoming? Well, if 456 and 458 can recapture, then my answer would be yes, at least for a retest of 463 and the 464.8-ish level. That was a previous pivot low. That's a previous pivot low from November. So a recapture of that level would be a big win for the bulls. It'll start with clearing 458, but 464.8. Recapture that level would be needed. However, if the bears want to maintain control of this ticker symbol, they must keep it below 458. And if they want more downside, 454, 452, and 450.5 all must fail as support. If it does, we can expect more downside. Price action is the shepherd, as I used to say. Here is Meta hitting another critical fib level today, rejected from the 611 level, dropping all the way down to the 603.6 level. Looks like we're popping up a little bit in the aftermarket. For me to take any bounce serious, lost levels, sell zones must turn back into buy zones. 609 and 611 are the levels I'm watching to put 615 and 617 and 621 all back in play with 625 above it. But if we fail, if Meta fails to recapture 611, I can't help but believe that more downside is incoming. Now, it is possible we can chop. 611 down to 603.6 is the chop range, so watch for the break. Because if we get below 603.6, we're likely going for the gap fill. That's all the way down at 594. There's a gap fill from back in November. A gap that's yet to be filled. Will it get filled? If yes, 603.6, 602, and 600 all must fail as support. Relief bounce time? I won't believe it until lost levels get recaptured. 609 and 611 will be a good start for the bulls. Here is Apple looking and continuing to look bearish. We're bearish across the board today, guys. 247 is the level to watch. Equilibrium level, I like to refer to it. If above, then possibly we can get a bounce. But it will need bullish follow through. 249 and 251 must clear. And that's your bullish follow through to give us a $5 to $10 relief bounce back to the upside. But if we stay below 247, 245, 242, and 240 will be in play. We do have a gap all the way back in September. That gap's all the way down at 234. Can we fill it? We shall see. You know the old saying, gaps get filled. But if it wants to fill that gap, 245 and 242 must fail as support. Here is IWM. Did get a lower close. That doesn't look as bearish as the other ticker symbols now, does it? But either way, that is a lower close. And there was buying pressure from the fib level around 261. So now that we know with evidence where the buying pressure is coming from, we have to keep our eye on that level, 261, because if it fails, all the buy orders are gone. And it's time to get bearish down to 258 and 255-ish. That's around where the 20 DMA is. But if we're above 261, I need to see some bullish follow through to trust any bounce. 263 and 264.4 are the resistance levels I'd be watching. And if they clear, 265.8 and 268 will be back in play. Now look at the VIX, baby. Is that a VIX spike? Either way, it looks like a gap up with a doji candle. And when we get dojis, how do we trade those things? We watch for the range. The high of the doji is at 21 while the low is at 18.6. So let's keep it simple here on Uncle Charters' trading channel. Above 21, we can expect more upside and the volatility to continue. Have mercy on the bulls if that happens, because a bullish VIX would be bearish for the SPY. But if it's time for the VIX to drop back down and the party's over, 18.6 must fail as support. Anything below, or anything between 18.6 and 21, that is neutral. Now, before I let you guys go, I gotta let you know where the big money players are getting active. 691.6, this is DarkPool Level, 691.6, 1.5 billion in premium. We also have another one here at 677.34. That's a whole $1 billion in premium. So watch that 677.34 level. Yeah, got around that level. We closed pretty close to it today. If we want more downside, and you guys love to use the DarkPool level, below it, stay bearish. But above it, then maybe, just maybe, we can get a bounce going. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please hit the like and subscribe button. And if you want more content from me throughout the day, you want me to help you watch the charts, I tell you, 2 pairs of eyes is better than 1. And if you want Uncle's eyes, you can have it. Join the Discord. Pinned comment below. Check it out. Peace.